live here on TikTok at 5 p.m. I do cocktail class, and the Monday or Tuesday before cocktail class, I'll post up a video about what ingredients you need. So if you do want to join along in cocktail class, you're more than welcome to, or you can just watch, follow along, take notes, whatever you're most comfortable doing. Okay, so for today, we're going to make a fun gin cocktail. So this one has blackberries, coconut, lime, and gin. Now, a lot of people claim they don't like gin, but you're wrong, because gin's delicious and you haven't given it a fair chance, in my opinion. But while you get your stuff, oh no, it's like, in San Diego it is hot as balls. It's like a little summer teaser, man. But okay. But while I get my stuff together, or if you want to join along, you'll need a muddler or just something to crush up some blackberries with. It's nothing serious. We will need a shaker tin for the drink, which I forgot to grab, so I'm going to grab that right now. But you also need a strainer, and then maybe a bar spoon, and then a couple of blackberries for garnish. But to start off, because we're going to go over gin today, and while people are still joining, I'll give you a couple like fun gin facts. So gin was actually invented in Holland. I'm sorry. Gin was invented in Holland back in the early 1500s. And it was made by monks originally. And it was made from juniper berries and all that. And then once the king and queen from England visited Holland, they found out about gin and they were like, holy shit, this stuff's the shit. They brought it back to England, and then they didn't have any rules or regulations on it like some of the other alcohol had been at the time, back then. So people were making this in their bathtubs with like juniper berries and all that stuff. So whenever somebody says, I don't even know what gin is, just tell them it's essentially a liquor distilled from juniper berries. One of the fun facts that I like about gin too is it usually has a higher alcohol content than like vodka or tequila, which is normally 40%. I think this one is 40%, but sometimes when you see gin bottles, they're like 46 or 48%. Kind of like how rum can be a higher alcohol content. So sometimes you get a little bit more bang for your buck if you're kind of going for a higher buzz. Or that's why sometimes if you've had a gin cocktail, you'll think like, ooh, I'm like more buzz than normal. But I promise if you think you don't like gin, this cocktail will be one of the ones that kind of change your mind. You won't even know that there's gin in it, and it's fucking delicious. But while you shake things, while you do stuff like that, you don't need to necessarily have a shaker tin. You can use whatever you have at home. Like I say, whenever I'm bartending, the word of the day is improvise, okay? If you don't have something, you make it work. If you don't have a shaker tin, you can use a protein shaker. You can use a jar with a lid. You can use whatever you have that essentially will help just shake things up. You don't have to spend money on getting a fancy shaker tin, although in my bio, I have like an Amazon affiliate thing. I have one, I have like bar essential kits. There's one that's $20 and I actually own it. It's a great kit. Shaker tin works great. The proportions of it are perfect. If you need a starter set for $20 and you don't want anything fancy, it's chef's kiss. And I use that all the time. I use it for a lot of my events too, because you don't have to worry about cleaning it. Some of the fancier sets that you'll buy, by the way, is hand wash only. So you can't put it in your dishwasher or you'll fuck it up. You don't want to do that. So if you want like a good throwaway kit, go with the $20 kit. It works great. And I might have even put a note that this is the one that I own, and it has other stuff in it. It's perfect. But we'll start off by going in our, okay. Oh, let me grab my shaker tin. I fucked up. Okay. This is the $20 one that I was talking about, so this works great. So what we're going to do though, when we start off, we will get started with our cocktail. There's no real cocktail name for this. If you follow me, I'm a bartender. I have my own bartending business, so I work events. I have a bartender like business. I have bartenders for events, and I have a bartending service. I also work with this event space here in San Diego, and so we were doing a cocktail photo shoot the other day, and they had this big black and white theme going on. And so they kind of wanted black and white cocktails, and I was like, what? But I came up with this cocktail, so there's no name for it, the Molly Special. But so it's a little bit black and white. So what we're gonna do is take your blackberries. So get 3 or 4 blackberries, put them in the bottom of your cup. See that? Okay. And we're just gonna give it a little muddle. Got myself. We're gonna give the blackberries a little muddle in the bottom. You can use as many as you want. If you like a stronger blackberry flavor, you can do that too. Let me do one more in there. I'm gonna do 4. Okay. I like blackberries. So we got our little muddled blackberries in the bottom, okay? Now we take our shaker tin. We're gonna put ice in here, obviously. Okay. Now, one of the myths about ice in your cocktail is using too much ice will, oh, I don't have enough liquid, I only have enough ice. Actually, using less ice will water down your drink faster than using more ice. And usually you're gonna get the same amount, or if you ask for less ice, you're just gonna get more mixer. So it's really just gonna add more sugar to your cocktail and it's gonna water down quicker. So actually, if you use more ice, you're gonna get a better proportion drink and a better flavor out of your cocktails, okay? So less is more, okay? I am using this new botanical style gin called Esme. I saw this at the store. I thought it was really pretty. And for a drink that we're doing like today with blackberries and coconut, I thought it would be perfect, and we can try it. There's about 5 different types of gin that are all old school as gin has come into popularity over the years and more regulations. So there's Old Tom gin, there's Plymouth gin, there's London dry gin, Navy strength, and more or less there's the one called Genevieve, and that's the oldest gin around. But this one's going to be more of a botanical gin that we're going to use today. So this one is distilled in France, made from grains. It actually has a really nice scent. It smells really good. It smells really nice. So this one is distilled from juniper, citrus peels, orange blossom, and then it's finished off with some like cucumber notes too. So this is a really nice gin to use. So like I said, we're gonna do 2 ounces. Okay. Shaker tin with ice, 2 ounces of gin. 1, 2, oh. I spilled 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, it's about right, but mine spilled a little, but you do wanna do 2 ounces of gin in there. Like I said, we still have the blackberries muddled at the bottom for those just joining, and now we're gonna make the drink separately. So now we need to do 1 ounce of our coconut puree. You can measure this out, but I'm just gonna give it a big old squeeze. Call it a day, because that's about right. Now we need 3/4 ounce of lemon. So I'm gonna lime. Why would I say lemon? Okay, take our knife, cut this in half. I didn't grab my citrus press either. So we're gonna, this one, it's essentially cream of coconut. Oh, it is cream of coconut. This Real brand, see this cream of coconut? You can see that right there. This Real brand, they honestly have really nice syrups in general. So I think I have like a mango, a peach, this coconut, and they're all really nice. I think at fall too, if you like pumpkin. I'm a basic bitch, I love pumpkin. Their pumpkin syrup is fire. Like I use it in my coffee, I use it in cocktails, I made a pumpkin white Russian, lots of stuff like that. So this brand, Real syrups, I love their stuff, honestly. I don't think you can go wrong, and I use their coconut all the time. It's really easy. I love it in a coconut margarita too, chef's kiss. So I have the gin and the coconut in here. Now we're gonna do 3/4 ounce of lime juice. I usually grab my citrus press, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna squeeze this whole lime in there, because that should be about 3/4 ounce. This is what I mean by improvise. You just gotta work with what you got, and that's okay. And bring a towel. I had a towel, I didn't, okay. That's what we got. Now, when we put the small, I forgot to say it. You always want to make your cocktail in the small shaker tin as opposed to the large size, because you always want to pour small to big. You don't want to pour big to small, obviously, or you'll spill it, right? So once we put it on, you want to lock it in, and then you're going to hold it however you feel comfortable. So if you're still new and you're worried about it popping off, some people like to put their hand on both sides so that when you're shaking it, it's not going to pop off. So just hold it and put pressure on. If you're more experienced, you can just hold both sides and kind of hold it together. However you want to. You don't want to do this the jack off shake if you're doing it. You always want to do like a nice big full round shake when you're making cocktails so you get the ice moving really nicely, okay? So because cream of coconut is a little thicker on this cocktail, you want to get a really good shake, okay? Make sure it's good mixed in there. Okay, you want to make sure you get all of the cocktail out of the shaker tin, let it drain completely. Okay, so we have our cocktail with the muddled blackberries in the bottom. Whoa, I got a little too much in there. Look how pretty. Okay. In person, it looks even better. And what's weird is I thought that I bought mint yesterday for a really fun, fancy sprig. Because I thought, I couldn't find it. I could only find cilantro in my fridge, which was weird because I thought specifically I remember buying mint. My friend just got here. So we have our little blackberry coconut cocktail. You can do a really fun little mint garnish or blackberries in them. But here's the drink. So cheers.